you are speaking as a confident speaker. So uh, the language fluency which you have and the energy which you have, that definitely makes you a good speaker. You said that you were naughty and well behaved both. uh, as a studious child, I hardly see studious children doing any such sort of mischievous thing. So what made you say that you were a naughty kid also?
Don't ever compromise on your moral values. Always stick to it
Mhm,
and do what your instinct is telling you,
mhm,
and take decisions based on your moral values. Always. Don't try to fit in,
mhm.
and it's all right to sometimes be the odd one out, and believe in yourself because you are definitely going to have a good future.
Good evening, Jaya.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, so I think Jaya, we are meeting for the first time, and I would like to know about yourself. Tell me what do you do and where are you from?
Yes, ma'am. I hail from Kolkata and I'm a banker.
Mhm,
If I talk about my hobbies, then I love watching movies.
mhm.
I love listening to music and also I read fiction.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
apart from this, I also have a YouTube channel where I post all my englishyaari conversation videos. So
Wonderful.
yeah, that's all about.
That's great. That's wonderful. So, I think you have been into this platform for a very long time because I saw that this is your 37th session, right?
Yes, ma'am. I actually have taken a 3 month subscription.
Okay. So, how have this journey been to of this journey of learning English spoken language? So, what all did you learn, and did you see any change in yourself?
Um, so I learned many things, and yes, I could see a little bit uh, of change in myself, especially the way I speak. Because earlier I used to speak very less because I had this fear of making mistakes, and also because I am not in the habit of speaking English. So when we start, it's always difficult. So I was also facing the same problem, but now I think I'm a bit more confident in myself and I am not afraid of making mistakes because I know that it's the only way
Right.
to learn a new thing.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, mistakes are there, but yes, I have improved.
Mhm. But as you said that you never used to talk much. Like, is it also with your mother tongue, or was it only
No,
for
no,
English?
only for English because of
Okay.
my hesitation and I was
Mhm.
underconfident.
Mhm.
Till now, I think I am underconfident.
No, I don't
Even
think
though I
that.
know what is the right thing, but because I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure, so that's why I'm not speaking.
Right, right. Yeah, I do understand that maybe you are not in the practice, so that's why we do not get enough confidence. But I do see that you are speaking as a confident speaker. So uh, the language fluency which you have and the energy which you have, that definitely makes you a good speaker. But as you said that you still have some fear, still have some hesitation. The only thing is that you need to continue speaking as much as possible. And I believe that
Yes,
being a banker, you need to interact a lot with the customers and with everybody in the office, right? So,
yes,
so you have to talk a lot, right? Okay.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So, have you always been passionate about working in the banks, or you had some different dreams when you were kid?
No, actually, so I have always wanted to do a job, but when I was in college, I was fascinated about this corporate world,
Mhm.
and I really wanted to get into that because those because at that time, whenever I used to see any corporate employee, I used to feel that they are confident, smart, they can speak fluently, and the way they dress up. So
Mhm.
everything altogether really fascinated me.
Right.
But eventually, I end up uh, I end up in a government job. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So I believe that you must be happy with what you have right now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, because I have worked really hard to crack the
Exactly.
exam and
Exactly.
to join the job. So yeah.
Yes, yes. And people nowadays, are craving, like they want, they're looking for government jobs. So definitely, you have, uh, definitely you have done wonders with your career. Uh, so basically, like our today's topic of discussion is going back to your younger self and what advice you have for your younger self, right? Like if we go back to our past, if you get the opportunity to go back to your past, so what advice would you be giving to your younger self, like when you were 16 or 17 years old? So definitely we would come to that discussion, but one activity we will do now. I'll ask some question, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you will tell me that. The
Okay.
first thing.
Mm.
So the first question is, what do you think is more important, hard work or smart work?
Smart work.
Smart work. Were you a naughty child or a well-behaved child?
Both, ma'am.
Both. Okay.
Mm.
Did you enjoy studies studying as a child?
Yes.
Did you help your parents in their work when you were a kid?
No.
No. If you had to describe your 15-year-old self, what would you say?
My 15-year-old. Um, that means I was still in school.
Mhm.
So I was I was a happy child, happy-go-lucky type. Um, though I was a bit reserved, but I was a lot more open with my friend circle,
Right.
with my best friends and with my two, three good friends.
Mhm.
And I was obedient, um, and I was loved by my parents a lot because I was the youngest. I am the youngest kid
Mhm.
of my family, and so they pampered me a lot. So
Okay.
yeah, I was that kind of a child.
All right, all right. So, if like now, if I ask you that, I think there was this one question when I said that, did you enjoy studying in when you were a kid? You said yes. Mostly, children are not very fond of studying. So, shall I say that you were a studious child?
Yes, yes.
So, uh, you had you always had this love for studies, or you build that, or something motivated you.
No, ma'am. As far as I can remember, I was always a studious girl,
Mhm.
and my mother tells me that when I was in school, then she did not tell me to read
Mhm.
because I only, when it is my study time, so I automatically start studying. So
Okay.
I, I was like that.
All right.
So yes.
You used to study on your own. You never required any support or assistance, like elders support. That's good actually. Very rarely we find such children who are so serious about their studies. So that's a good
Yes.
thing, definitely. And you said that you were naughty and well behaved both. As a studious child, I hardly see, studious children doing any such sort of mischievous thing. So what made you say that you were a naughty kid also?
No, actually, I because I was pampered a lot, so I used to disturb my sibling a lot, my brother. So yeah, I used to make his life, hell, and also with some friends, we used to do some mischiefs in school. So
Like, for
you know,
example, do you remember any
like
such
to mimic some teachers, those we used to not like.
incident?
Yeah, so these
Oh,
kind of things.
okay, all right. And how would you how you used to disturb your brother?
I used to do everything, like everything to irritate him, like to take away his dresses, because he's a kind of a guy who loves wearing nice dresses.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he's grown up, so he wears only branded clothes.
Okay.
So what I used to do, I used to take his t-shirts, and I used to wear that, and I go out for
Mm-hmm.
tuitions and everywhere.
Right.
And because I was also a clumsy person, so whenever I used to come back, I lie on the bed wearing the same t-shirt, and when he used to see that, he used to shout a lot
Okay.
because yeah.
All right. All right. Do you still have such kind of arguments at home at this age?
Sometimes, sometimes I have not with my parents, but yes,
Mhm.
with my husband and with my brother.
Okay. All right. Okay. And yes, you also said that you had hardly helped your parents in their work. Uh,
No,
so was it because you never took the interest or they never allowed you to do
no. Actually, when I was really small, like uh, 3 or 4 years old, maybe
that?
that time, I used to try and do all kinds of household chores like cleaning the dishes and mopping the floors.
Mhm.
But after that, when I grow up, eventually I lost interest, and so I have never gone to my mother and told him that, do you need any help in the kitchen?
Mhm.
So I have never done that,
Okay.
which I regret actually now.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do because right now I believe you must have to do all those things at home in your own house. You must have to.
No, but actually, when you get married, then your in-laws and also sometimes your husband expect you to do something for them. And because I am not in the habit of doing all those things, and also I'm not fond of cooking at all, sometimes I cook, very rarely though. So I don't know, maybe I hurt them by not doing what they want me to do.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. So, okay. Now, Jaya, like if I ask you that, when you were in school, did you imagine this life, like the same life which you are living right now? Have you imagined the same similar life, or you had some other uh, visual of your adult life?
No, no, no. When I was in school, I did not think about anything other
Mhm,
than studies and living with my parents.
mhm,
So when I went to college for higher studies, I moved to Kolkata
okay,
from my hometown.
mhm,
So that time, as I said earlier, also I really wanted to become a corporate sector employee,
right.
but then it didn't happen, and I eventually I thought that it would be better for me to try and to appear for different competitive exams.
Right.
And after searching a lot, I decided that no, banking sector will be the best for me.
Mhm.
Um so that's how I came here.
Oh,
So the vision was not there.
mhm,
It was all I think experimental.
mhm, right. Did you had any other dream of like suppose like becoming like a doctor or engineer, teacher? What kind of a
No,
future you had seen when you were a kid? Like what you wanted to become always?
I don't know, maybe teacher, I think. Because
Teacher.
that time I didn't know
Hmm.
all these fields like
Right.
that you can be a banker or maybe.
Yes.
So
Yes.
doctor, engineer and teacher. And
Hmm.
because I was not that good in studies, and I also did not take any tuitions or maybe classes for engineering.
Hmm.
So so it so the option was not there
Hmm.
only to
Okay.
become an engineer. So
Okay.
I only had this thing in me that I want to finish college so that I can secure a good job.
Hmm. Right.
Yes.
Right. Tell me one thing, yeah, like like three things which you have learned in the passing years, with passing years, like your years, the gradually whatever from your teenage, from adolescence to your adulthood, and now you're a matured person. What are the three basic, uh, like something very crucial which you have learned in these years?
So three things that I have learned over the years will be, yes. So one thing is people who can raise their voice, who can speak loudly, whatever they say, the other people think that they are saying the right thing. They may be not saying right,
Mhm.
maybe they are wrong, but because they have loud voice, so the others always think that no, they are right, and the others only follow them. So that actually I have realized from my experience, from my hostel experience.
Mhm.
So
Are
another
you
thing is
are you
that
talking of that a person who has a louder voice or a person who speaks very confident?
no, who has louder voice?
You feel that
Because
people agree to them, people
yes,
think that they are telling the truth.
yes, they don't analyze anything
Mhm.
because they can hear the voice only, so
Mhm.
they think that the voice is whatever he's saying, he is right. It happens actually. Maybe
Do
I'm
you
not able to
also
express my
do you also believe
feelings.
that?
No,
No,
no, no.
but
But
you
I have
know. Yes.
seen that.
Mhm.
Yeah, yes, it happens sometimes. Actually, many times it happened in my life. So another thing that I have learned is that dream big and work hard for it.
Mhm.
No matter, it's not important for you to achieve that big dream, but
Right,
whatever you can achieve, that would be definitely better.
right, right.
So it would be two, and then the third would be hmm, okay. So don't ever compromise on your moral values. Always stick to it
Mhm.
and do what your instinct is telling you,
Mhm.
and take decisions based on your moral values always.
Yes, we all, live our life with certain principles, with certain ethics, and yeah, I really, even I believe that we shouldn't be compromising with our moral values and ethics in which we believe in.
Yes.
Okay, had you been into any position where you learned this particular thing that you should
No,
not
the
be
first
compromised?
thing actually I learned, the first one, the louder voice one,
Mhm.
and I didn't like that. So that feeling still is there inside me because at because in that situation, I though I did tell everyone what is right, but because my voice was not that louder
Mhm.
compared to the other person,
Right.
so nobody listened to me.
Mhm.
And they realized the thing after, after a long time. But
Mhm.
at that moment, I couldn't win.
Right, right. Yes, I
Uh,
do understand that. It's, I think these are certain common things which we all go through at one point of time, and especially as you said that in hostel these things are quite common. Such certain incidents that I do
yes.
relate, so I know how you must have experienced those things. Next question, which I would like to ask you, that if you had to change one thing about your childhood, what would it be?
So when I when we were child, both my brother and I. Uh, so when I was around 6 or 7 years old, that time actually we faced severe financial crisis. So if I could go back at that time, I
Mhm.
really want to change that thing.
Okay. Like it had a greater impact on your mind.
on both of our minds. But my brother actually, so it stayed for a long time actually.
Mhm,
Um, so it impacted both of us. But my brother actually, he was able to see the good things.
mhm,
Um, to some to some extent, he was able to live a good life. But after that, I think for me, I faced the worst.
mhm. Okay. All right. Now, if I ask you that one thing which has not changed in you in so many years.
Yes, my moral values and my ethics,
Okay. They're
and it
still the
will
same.
never change. No matter what others say, no matter what happens with
Mhm,
me in future,
mhm.
these things will not change.
Okay. Whatever you have, whatever principles or beliefs you have right from your childhood, you're still maintaining that and it will stay with
Yes,
you forever.
yes, yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Now, the next thing is that if I like as when I opened the like at the beginning of the discussion, I said that if you were given the chance to meet your younger self, then what advice would you give to your younger self? So, like suppose like the advice something related to like not to worry about if you like if you get the chance to meet that girl, your world, your past, if you get the chance that you can meet her now, then what advice would you give her to not worry about any such thing in life?
Do not worry about.
Because I believe like if I talk of of our adolescence age particularly, there is this entire change in our mentality, in our body, and we we become sometimes reserved. There is a shift. This is a transition period where we experience a lot of changes in us, and we'll get to learn about the world also at the same time. Like from your class 9, 10, 11, 12 till your college life, all these years become sometimes difficult for a child to adjust because there are a lot of changes coming. So what advice would you give to that girl?
So I would say to her that don't try to fit in,
Mhm.
and it's all right to sometimes be the odd one out, and believe in yourself because you are definitely going to have a good future.
Right, right. You like were you kind of a girl who wanted to fit in?
Yes. No, 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 no. So
No.
I was the odd one out.
Okay. Yes. So do you think that you were the odd one out in your
Yes,
class, in
yes,
your
yes.
group?
Many times. Because then I hate gossiping about others.
Mhm.
And girls actually, in schools and in colleges, they love
Mhm.
doing that particular thing.
Right.
So, yeah. So
Mhm.
for this, I used to feel like I was the odd one out.
Mm. Okay. All right. I do get your point, Jaya. I'm happy that whatever decisions you have taken in your life, they are taking you to the right direction. They are giving you all the success in life, and that's what future holds for you. That if you do not compromise with your moral values, so definitely I know that we are living in a time where people expect you to do such thing, and you need to compromise with certain aspects of your principles and all those things. But yes, that's a very strong personality when you said that we shouldn't be compromising with our values in any way, right? Okay.
Yes,
All right. One last activity where I'm just expecting some opposite words of the words which I'm going to speak now. Okay. Like
yes.
I'm going to say a word, you have to tell me the antonym, the opposite word of that. Okay. If I say immaturity, what will be the opposite of that?
Maturity.
One.
I've
Anger.
seen that.
Okay, you have seen that.
I've
You got
seen
that in
that.
PDF.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't know that they got they had the same PDF for the tutor also.
No, no.
Anyways, okay, okay. So Jaya, I think I shouldn't be doing that activity. Anyways, I believe that you had been doing great. It's just that few sentences maybe you might have made some mistakes in few sentences, but not an intentional, not a conscious mistake. I do understand that while speaking, it happens that at one point, like when you were talking about your mother, you said that I never asked him that she needs help or not. So
Oh,
that's a pronoun mistake, but anyways, I know that that was not a conscious mistake. Maybe yeah, unintentional sort of a mistake. And then you said that when I was really small, when you were trying to recollect your past memories of your younger days. So when we say when I was very young, when I was young,
very nice. Yes.
yes, we don't say small, we say young. When I was young, like around 5 years old, 6 years old. Okay, so we usually uh, give that word as a younger version, like younger self, my younger self.
Yes.
So when I was young during my childhood, at this age, so, these things happen. Okay, so
Mhm.
rest of other things I found it good. You have the right pitch, which I would say, the way you are speaking, your voice tone, it's very calm and composed and relaxed. So there is no, like, I couldn't sense out any feel of anxiety or pressure or stress. Though you told me that, you have even today, like even today, if you feel a bit of hesitation while speaking, but when you were talking to me, I couldn't feel that you have any sort of stress or anxiety or any such issue, because your voice was calm and composed. Okay, so the energy which you are reflecting, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. Confidence level, yes, sometimes, like as I said, that uh, your confidence level also depends over your voice. Okay? So the thing is that you can speak one pitch higher, so that it reflects your confidence. I'm not asking you to speak louder, but I'm asking you that you should be able to hear yourself clearly. What happens that
Mhm.
at this point you are having a conversation over video. Sometimes, like, maybe you would be asked to come up on the stage, or on the dais, like you might be asked to speak something for 2 minutes, or any such occasions in your office or any place where you would be asked to come and speak. So at that point of time, a bit of higher tone will help you to boost your confidence. That's the only thing. All right, because if you
Mhm.
are having a conversation, a normal conversation, this is the right pitch which we need to maintain. But whenever you are addressing a crowd, a group of people, just go one pitch higher. That would just reflect the confidence in your voice. Otherwise everything is fine, Jaya. You have been doing great, I must say. And so far you have learned, like, you have gained that fluency. I must say that you are doing well in your spoken fluency. Okay,
Thanks so much.
all right, Jaya, take care of yourself and good night.